Well, hello, hello, hello. It's Vegas Paulie C, and I am in the Great Salt Lake. No, not that Great Salt Lake, but a new one that has formed over here in Death Valley. And this is a very rare event. When I went home after last time, I saw that it has not happened for quite a while, back to 2005. And I got some waders. I'm going to go out in the lake. See how deep it is? See? And I tasted it, and it was the saltiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. I have another video on that. It was bizarrely salty. It was so salty, it was like tasting pure salt. This may be the saltiest water on the earth, because what happened is it picked up a lot of the salt crust that was already here. And I'm really clouding up the water here. And I would guess it's about 2 miles to the other side. I don't think I'll be able to walk to the other side and back because it is sort of difficult to walk in the water. You hit a crust, your feet go down. But further out from the shore, and you can see there's the shoreline on my trail. Further out from the shore, oh, these people are going kayaking. And it looks like they may have a little motor on there too. Further out from the shore, it gets a little more firm underfoot. That beautiful mountain clouds. This is really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, and that's why I'm taking it out here. You may never see this again, ever. Or you may see it all the time, and that is the variability of nature. Who knows? Maybe this is the beginning of a filling era here, and we may get atmospheric river after atmospheric river, and the whole thing will fill up to 8 feet. And then they'll build resorts on the edge of it, and it'll be no big deal. But right now, it's a big deal. God, it's beautiful out here. Just steals my soul, really. It's a little weird underfoot right now, very slippery, almost greasy. And the water's pretty cold. Look at those people back there. And they're going to do some boating on Lake Death Valley. And I'm hoping that it gets a little firmer underfoot soon so that I can just walk easily on it. But right now what it is it's crust, and then the crust gives way, and so you're kind of plodding through. So it's not that easy. It's not really difficult to walk. But if the crust would get a little firm, it would be very easy. Because the water is just past my knee. Not up to my crotch yet. Let's see what happens with that. Let's do a once around. Look at that. God, this is, oh, it's firmer over here. Wow. Oh, no. Look at how beautiful this is. Wow. And the people are coming. Because everybody out west knows that this is going on. I'm surprised it's not more crowded than it is. Look at that. Well, hello, hello, hello. It's Vegas Paulie C, and I'm experiencing one of the rarest events here in the West, which is Death Valley Lake. I'm walking out into the middle of it, and the scenery out here is just spectacular. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. You totally owe it to yourself to come out here and walk through Death Valley Lake, because we may never see it again in our lifetime. Or we may see it every year. I don't know. Nobody knows. Weather is variable. And I'm thinking about walking over to the other side, but I'm not sure whether or not that is doable. But I'm pretty much, well, I'm probably 20% of the way across, which took about 8 minutes. Well, maybe I'm a third of the way across. I'm not sure. But I'd imagine that all the way across would probably take about half an hour. I've got my waders on, as you can see there. Wow, this is just absolutely spectacularly beautiful. Let's do one more time around. Back to the shoreline. You can see that I'm kicking up some dust in my wake of my walk. But how often do you get to walk to the middle of Death Valley Lake? And look at that mountain over there, snow-capped. There's some people over there. I'm not sure how far away they are, but they have well, I guess that's a kayak. And there's some people behind me in a little boat. But this is it. One more time around because it's that good. Death Valley Lake, California. Vegas Paulie C. I'm definitely going to put this whole video up on YouTube. I doubt too many people will watch it or watch it to this point, which is fine. But if you made it here, I have to tell you that this is the experience of a lifetime. Let me pan around for you. And I'm just blown away. You have to get out here and do this while it exists because it is just absolutely incredible. The water is extremely, extremely salty, and it almost creates a buoyancy under your feet. The combination of that and the air in your waders just picks up your legs, makes it very easy to walk when the ground underneath you does not collapse, which it only collapses really close to the shore, but out here it is extremely peaceful and extremely easy to walk. The water's only up to my knee, as you can see. And I don't think it's going to get any higher. And it's just glorious out here. My God. Wow. I knew I had to come back here after doing the video the other week, coming out here unprepared and running into this lake. And there's little Mahi all the way back at the shore. You can barely see her. I don't think I'm halfway across. That's her. Maybe I am. Well, I don't think I'm halfway across, because there's nobody on the other side really to see. I don't know how far these kayakers are from shore. Maybe I'm halfway across at the 13-minute mark. If it's only 26 minutes and the walk is this easy, it's something I'm going to do. I'm going to go all the way across, but I'm not sure yet. If the ground starts to collapse underneath me, it becomes a little bit of a slog, and then I'm not going to want to do it. But right now, it's just the easiest, most gentle walking. It's actually way easier on your bones. A little muscle forward, but you feel very light because the water is so full of salt. It creates tremendous buoyancy. And I don't know how long this is going to be out here until it dries up, but I may have to visit it several times because it's that good. Look at how beautiful that is. That almost has like a South Pacific look to it. You may never see this again in your lifetime. I know I've said that several times, but wow, it's just incredible. There's little Mahi over by the shoreline, probably wondering what the hell's wrong with me. Oh, wow. But if she only knew how it felt out here. It's a feeling like I've never had. The tranquility, the water, the spectacular scenery. And there's some people floating on by, floating on over. It's amazing to me that with the 30 or 40 million people that live out here, well, maybe not close, but I bet within 6 hours, there's probably at least 20 million people, at least, when you include Las Vegas and Los Angeles and San Diego. It's amazing how few people are coming out here and experiencing this. I mean, there's a couple of kayakers over there, but out here on the lake, there's just that one boat with 2 people on it. And they're kayaking across. I'm walking across because I don't have a kayak. But I think the walk is actually a lot better than the boating, because you get that immersion, really. Normally when you say you're having an immersive experience, it's not actual immersion, but this is actual immersion. Let's look at the beautiful boaters. This is just incredible, really. Little Mahi gets smaller and smaller and smaller. And the water has really not gone past or much past my knee. And am I in the middle? I may be close to the middle. It's hard to say. But it's just such a gentle, easy walk that it doesn't even matter, really. Look at that mountain over there. I don't think Death Valley gets any more pleasant than this. And when I get to the middle, I'm going to have to do another video in the middle of my video, because my editing skills are awful, and I just like to cut the video out of the long video and then post the short video. If I'm in the middle, I think I'm pretty close to the middle. Okay, let's do another video inside the video at 18 minutes. Well, hello, hello, hello. It's Vegas Paulie C, and I am in the middle of Death Valley Lake. And it is just past my knee. And the vistas, the scenery, the immersion in the incredibly salty water. I tasted the water and wow. It is probably the saltiest thing I've ever had in my entire life. Everything here is a once-in-a-lifetime experience right now. And I am going to walk across the lake. I've been out here for 18 minutes from the shoreline. We'll go back around and look at the shoreline. I think I'm halfway. I think I'm right in the middle of the newly formed Death Valley Lake here in California. And little Mahi is over there on the other shoreline. She looks incredibly small, so she's probably... Is she a mile away? I don't think it's a mile. Maybe it's 3/4 of a mile. And look at that. Look how beautiful that is. And the water is just up to my knee. This is a very easy, relaxing walk. By the shore, it falls underneath you a little bit, so it's a bit of a slog. But when you get out into the middle, it's hard crust. So you have hard crust and then water up to your knee. And a gentle walk. And one more pan around. Wow. This is just amazing. The middle of Death Valley Lake, California. Once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Get your toks out here. Vegas Paulie C. That's what we call video and video. When you don't want to edit, when you can't edit, when you're too slow to edit, when you have the worst ADHD in the world, you find a way around everything. You continue to gently walk across. So I've been out here 20 minutes, and I think I'm halfway across at this point. Maybe not. Maybe I'll go to 30 minutes and then see where I am. I don't want to create confusion and then be stuck out here. Although there's boaters out here that could rescue me. But then how would I signal them? I almost feel like you could lay down in this and just float back to shore because it is so buoyant. You can really feel the salt in the water. I've never been in salt water like this. And it's hard to differentiate between the buoyancy of the overalls that I'm wearing, the coveralls that are waterproof, and the buoyancy of the lake. But it feels extremely, my feet are just lifting so easily. You can almost see a wash in front of me where the water probably came down and filled this. This is such a rare event. I wish there was someone on the other shore. Oh, there's someone on the other shoreline there. But they're off on an angle, so it's hard to tell how far away they are. This is just a once-in-a-lifetime experience. She looks kind of small. And that guy over there looks... Well, he looks smaller, so maybe I'm not halfway across. I feel like I'm halfway across. Uh-oh, the ground is starting to get loose. That's not good. If the ground becomes very, very loose where I have to step almost through heavy snow, I'm gonna have to turn around because I think that will be undoable. But right now, still pretty decent. The sound of the water as you walk is very, very tranquil. Tranquil. Relaxing. This is some of the easiest walking I've ever done in my life. Maybe it's because my adrenaline is so high from being out here. And we're 23 minutes, which is not terrible. So judging from that wash, from the wash behind me, which still looks closer, I'd say that perhaps I'm deluding myself and I am not halfway across. Perhaps it's all an illusion, because that wash in front of me still looks a lot further away than the wash behind me, and there's a lot more detail. So I guess I have to base my distance on the detail. So I'm looking at those rocks, and I'm looking over here, and you really can't delineate the rocks. So I'm probably not halfway. I thought I was halfway, but I think I was perhaps being delusionally optimistic. And the water's a little higher now. It's up to my sort of my mid-thigh. Over my knee. It's about 6 or 7 inches over my knee. This is the highest the water has been. But still easy walk. Still easy walking. I feel like if I'm using no energy, which I'm really using minimal energy, I feel like if I'm using this level of energy, I can stay out here quite a while. But if the ground starts to collapse underneath me in the water, if the crust gives way, then I will have to abandon. Look at this. And we're 25 minutes. And every minute I walk is a minute I have to go back. So I have to be cognizant of that. Let's do another video in case I want to use that later. We'll do it at 27. And then we will assess, because 27 would be 54, and 54 back would be 2 hours. It's too long. So I may have to turn it around. We'll get one more video at 27. And then I think we'll do the smart thing and walk back. If I was alone or had support on the other side, I would totally do this, but I don't want to leave her over there for 2 hours. That's kind of inconsiderate. Well, hello. It's Vegas Paulie C. And where am I? I'm in the middle of Death Valley Lake, and I walked out here. It took me 27 minutes. You can see a little mahi over there by the shore. It took me 27 minutes to walk to the middle of Death Valley Lake. I wanted to make sure that everybody got a view of this. So let's just enjoy it. It's absolutely beautiful out here, and the walk is relatively easy. I am in coveralls that are waterproof. I think they call them waders, but I don't know that much about the outdoors. But look at that snow-capped mountain. The water is just past my knee, no big deal. We're gonna go around twice here so that you can see what it looks like from the middle of the newly formed and rarely formed Death Valley Lake. And I tasted the water. I have another video on that. It's extremely salty. I'm gonna go around one more time so that you can see it. And I think I'm right in the middle. I could be wrong. It may be further to the other side, I'm not sure. But wow, this is just spectacular. And back to the snow-capped mountain, Vegas, Pauly C.